Well, hey kids, welcome back. This time, I need your help on Smith Motorworks. I have got a couple of go karts from the heyday of go karts, I believe, that I really can't identify. It was a barn find. Couldn't pass it up. You know me, got something old and cool. I'm gonna take it to keep it from going into the trash pile. And I got them here, and I don't really know what they are. I talked to a couple of my buddies that know some racing stuff, but there was just so many go kart manufacturers back in that heyday that it's tough to pin it down. And I'm not sure if it's a kit, if it's a complete home built setup, or what, something in between. So uh, we're gonna check it out. Let's do it. All right, let's do a walk around of what we have here. Like I said, this is definitely a barn find. Um, don't know how much is fabricated and how much is mass produced. I mean, some of the stuff you see from the booger welds on some of the pieces that I would suspect that's probably something somebody did in their home shop, but some of the parts and the tube bends, yeah, I wouldn't think that happened in the era that I believe this occurred. I believe this occurred in the 60s. Yeah, could you do it? Sure, but I mean, did everybody have access to that? I don't know. I mean, you got Heim joints on the steering linkage. You got juice brakes here. I don't know. I mean, that's why I'm asking you guys. Tell me, is this common? For go kart guys back in the days when go karts were kind of a new thing. I mean, some of these pedals, I don't know. We got perforated steel in the bottom here. Who knows? I don't. Again, that's why I'm putting it out here. Some of these, crash bars, intrusion bars. I would think that might be part of the kit for this thing, but I don't know. The alloy wheels and the tires. Obviously, that's something mass produced for go-kart use. The wheel too. I mean, you're not gonna use that in an automobile. The cool thing, I think, is I've got a Briggs engine on this. Yeah, you can see I got a 2x6 or something in there. Because I wanted to make a run for my kids, and I don't think that ever powered this vehicle. What I got was a bucket of parts with some West Bend engines and some Mack engines, McCulloch engines, and those guys were the I don't know, go-kart pioneers. The Definitely the West Bend stuff. West Bend being the cooking ware kind of guys. and ended up, I think, being owned by Chrysler. I don't remember what they call it, the Mini B or something like that. Probably connected to the Super B. But I've got a bucket of parts of engines that you could probably make at least one engine from that. But I got excited about making this thing move, and got the Briggs engine that you see here hooked up with a piece of wood. Hey, what are you gonna do? But my kids drove it around for a while. The problem that we had is this is made for a paved track, and I got a pretty long paved driveway, but you got to turn around at the end, and it's not much of a track, so turning around burned up the clutch that I got for this purpose, and it kind of is why you see it here, sitting here and not being used. But definitely a pretty cool setup here. Got 2 pillow block bearings. Don't know if that's how that actually was set up in the beginning, but that's how it is now. And we'll look at the twin to this thing in a little bit. All right, let's head on back to the Moonshine Shack here and check out what I'm calling the twin, but it's not really the twin. It's just the second cart that I got in my barn find here. There's a lot of differences in this. You can see specifically on the front, this has a real rounded, kind of track nose, I guess, for lack of a better term or description. But the same idea, which all of them were. But this looks a lot more home built. You can see that big kink in the tubing right there. But still got the juice brakes. Got a similar rear bumper on it. A little bit smaller diameter wheel on there. Pedals definitely look like somebody fabbed them up. They work, and they work well. Everything, all the geometry is worked out to where it works really smooth. But then again, you got the kind of, I guess, what I would say high dollar, I guess, in my mind, compared to the rest of it. Heim joints. You still got the booger welds, but you got the cool Firestone Micro 500 tires on here, but steel wheels this time instead of the alloys on the other ones. Now I got the rear axle, which has the same kind of mounting setup, but the tabs are obviously look like they're flame cut and put on there, but in a similar fashion to the setup that's on the other. So I got the brake rotor, the axle, the rear wheels, everything to put this back together. I just never did. The experiment was, hey, let's get this going for the boys, and it just worked out that it wasn't going to be really practical to run them here, and until I paved the whole property and turn it into a racetrack, probably never will. But I got my theories on this as to what it is. I don't know if the other one, which is kind of a nicer setup, is a kit or a complete cart that someone's customized, and this is kind of like, hey, let's make another one. We can copy it with some tube. I don't know. That's kind of my theory, is they said, well, we can make one kind of like it, or maybe this one came first, and then they got the store-bought one, or at least the store-bought parts later on. I don't know. That's why I'm asking y'all as to what do you think it is? because I don't know, and I'd like to know. If it's a mystery till the day I take a dirt nap, that's okay too, because they're pretty cool. You know, like a lot of the stuff I get, I just don't want to see it go in the trash can. I don't need it, but people know I'm kind of the crazy cat lady when it comes to old cars and motorcycles and things like that. So I try to take them, and you know, maybe I'll find somebody that really knows a lot about it, and this is their dream to get something like this, and you know, I want to make that deal happen if I can, because that's how I like to do things. So let's go check out some of those engine parts I got. Okay, I got some other stuff in here that I didn't actually get with this barn find, but you can see, you know, I got several, you know, Briggs engines here and complete states of disrepair. None of that ignition stuff came in there, but there's some other parts that engine-wise that came with it. So I don't know if they were trying to, you know, have a backup plan with the Briggs engines here, or what. I don't know. This is a vertical crankshaft setup for like a push mower, so I doubt it. But that's stuff that I got. You know, that's the kind of thing you get when you get those barn finds. It's take it all or leave it kind of thing, and we took it all. I don't know if I got it all to where you can see it, but here's some more of the cool actual go-kart racing stuff, or go-kart stuff. That's what I was talking about. West Bend engines here, totally upside down, but here's one of the cowls for the engine here. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. Don't know what year that dates to. I'm sure I could look it up, the internet, but I am so much out of the loop on what's going on with the go-kart engine stuff. I really don't know. I've got the McCulloch stuff. I thought it was in this bucket, but I guess it isn't. But I know it has some yellow on it, like the chainsaw stuff does, and it's got some checker flags, which you know, I guess, you know, they compete with chainsaws, so you could have a checker flag on that. But I think it was specifically built for go-kart stuff. This looks like the fuel tank off the one we saw in the Moonshine Shack, because it had some hose clamps on the back here. Don't know if that's home built or not. I mean, it kind of looks like it might have been a purchase part. Not sure, but lots of stuff, lots of pieces. You know, I try to keep stuff together. I mean, it looks like, you know, I don't care about it, and I just threw it in some buckets here. But if you can believe it, it was in less of an organized setup when I got it. It was in busted boxes and coffee cans and, you know, stuff like a kid would do, which was really cool. I mean, if you look at one of my old tips and tricks videos, there's I think it's a flour tin. Yeah, it's flour. That was probably part of a set that went in your kitchen, and they had a whole bunch of parts and bolts and stuff in there, and I end up using that for my zip ties. That's where I store them, because it's just too neat to throw away. But yeah, like I said, with all the stuff I got, probably, maybe not, could build one West Bend engine. You can see this has got a mount on it. It kind of mates up to what we saw on the first cart. So yeah, I mean, I got a flywheel for that. I got carburetor parts. I got, you know, I think I got enough stuff to put one together if I wanted to, but yeah, you know, it's just haven't looked into it. And hey, you know, if you watch the channel, I got a couple projects, but it's cool stuff. Don't cost me nothing to hang on to it, but I'm leaning on all y'all to tell me what you think it is. I mean, if you know something, which I'm sure you do if you're watching this, you're interested in old go-karts. So leave it in the comments and let me know, please. Well, hey, what'd you think about that one? Something a little different. You know, I definitely pick up the barn find stuff when I can, and this was a legitimate barn find in a barn, and it's pretty cool. There's no way I'll get rid of it unless I find the right person that, you know, really knows what it is and wants it. You know, it's not about the money. It was a gift to me, and if I find that person, then, and probably gift it to them too. But I really would like to know what it is. So check it out. I mean, I wish I could have found those McCulloch parts, because that's definitely got a heavy racing connection, beyond the chainsaw world, because, they really kind of pioneered the centrifugal supercharger, at least in the commercial area. I'm not going to get into who did what first, but, McCulloch and Paxton with Ford and Studebaker definitely kind of moved that forward. And then it went away until the Roots type, and then just came back recently. I guess recently is, if 20 years is recently, to where that's when you say supercharged, that's what you're talking about. But they were definitely big into making little engines to make little race cars, to kind of get people started. And a ton of the legends started in a cart, and maybe they didn't start in a cart like that, but they evolved into something that turned into a pathway to getting on the big tracks and the big names and all that stuff. So, having said all that, I hope you enjoyed it, and remember, please do that homework if you enjoyed watching the program here and anything else that we got going on. I certainly appreciate it. I'm going to do it anyway, but I would like you to come along with me on this ride. So please tune in next time for the next episode of Smith Motor Works. Thank you. Bye-bye.